How's it going, everybody? Toy Optics here, coming to you from deep inside the Sarlacc PIT, and today I am super excited to bring to you the GIJoe classified HasLab from 2024, the Cobra Rattler. Let's just get into this. Patches. We all know you guys came here for the tier level patches, but in all seriousness, let's really get into this. Okay, in all seriousness, here is the Cobra Rattler, and I am not gonna lie when I say that this thing is massive. I'm sure most of the people watching this have seen the unboxing video that came out earlier today, so I'm gonna try and make this quick because I've had a really long day at work and I have to be back super early tomorrow. But let's get into this. I mean, this was my favorite vehicle, or one of my favorite vehicles as a kid. I played with it. I had the commonly stress-broken landing gear. It had the swappable damage panels. It came with Wild Weasel, who was an awesome looking figure. It had the vertical takeoff. It had the rear pilot gunner. I mean, all the bombs and missiles. Like, what was not to like about this? Especially the fact that it was based off of an A-10 Warthog, which is an awesome military plane. So let's just take a look at a couple things, because again, I'm sure most of you have watched the unboxing. Let's just try and find some details. Just to start off, this thing is loaded with latches that open and give you little doors. So this gives you access to the ammo feed for the turret that's right up here up front, which also spins. It does come with decal or sticker options, which we'll get into in a little bit, but like most of the other HasLabs and Joe vehicles in general, it's got a lot of nice tampo on it. So if you don't want to customize or put stickers on there, you don't need to. If we swing around to the other side, we've got a pull-out ladder that allows the pilot or whomever to climb up, which is a pretty cool touch that it's built right into the plane itself. And then we have this panel that comes off to reveal this LED light that you just have to cycle through. So give me a second. And you get into this nice little emergency fire effect, and you can take this swappable damage panel, like what you got with the original, and now you get this really cool fire effect, like the plane just got shot at. That's a really nice touch. So one critique I'm gonna give is when you get this in its pieces, and this whole piece of the wing is a separate part that you saw in the unboxing video, there's just one singular peg right here. And so you can kind of see it's not locking in flush, and maybe I just need to try working on that better. But I'm worried that maybe over time this might be a weak point where the wing will sag or might get stress fractures. But that's just trying to push it in more. That's about where it goes. And it's also the same pivot so that you can do your VTOL. Yeah, I don't know how they would have engineered that better. I mean, it does feel sturdy, but it's just like, who knows over time what it may or may not do. Does need some WD-40 though, doesn't it? Swinging over to the engine on the wings, it's another panel that opens up, gives you access to all the nice little details that are going on in here. Something that'll be great for diorama photos. These don't particularly lock, so I don't know if I love that, especially if you have it in the VTOL configuration, but we'll see how that goes. Something else to note about the turbines, which it's a nice little geeky touch, is that they spin. And then of course, in addition to the swinging up for the VTOL, one thing that they added into this for storage, so we didn't have to deal with this massive wingspan, or maybe it's for when they give us the classified sized flag, right? The wings fold up, so there's a button right here for the release. So you come down, you push the button, and it unlocks, so you pull the wing out, and it comes up. And it's got a nice little click, so it just stays. It's not gonna go anywhere. And then you have your vehicle set up where you can put it on a shelf, hopefully, or a wall, or just something to give it a slimmer profile. Coming up to the rear gunner turret, you have your dual laser blasters or Gatling guns or whatever you want to call them, and they kind of have a bit of an up to them, not a lot. And then just like the classic toy, the turret spins. It can spin 360. And then to put the figure in, it just pops open. And to get inside the gunner's turret, just to show you some of the detail, you have your seat belt, which clicks into that piece. And then you've got some nice little painted buttons and knobs. Got some more buttons and knobs. Come right over here. And we've got a joystick that's on a ball mount, so you can move it side to side. And then we have their rear panel. And if you turn the lights on, get a nice little red light up display. Coming to the cockpit, it's going to be the same thing. So this piece just lifts up. This piece comes out. So you can easily get the figure in. Again, another seatbelt. Just pops together like that. And then you can see the lights are already on. So you've got some display lights on the side. And then another joystick on another ball, so it's completely articulated. And then we come around to the other side and we move this out of the way. And we have our ejector seat handle. We have our thrust control. Again, we have this, the lights turned off. They turn off after about 2 minutes. So let's turn that back on. And now you get a nice light up display here, and then your main cockpit display. So now here's our main cockpit, all lit up. And if you cycle through the buttons, and this is still taking me time to figure out, because it takes a second. So I think this second push does something with the landing lights, and then a third push, and you wait a second, and boom. So you get the warning indicator, and then this is also what sets off the fire effects on the panel damage. So I think that's pretty neat. So here, I'm gonna show you the landing lights, the headlights. I don't really think a plane needs headlights, but maybe I'm wrong, I'm not an aviator. So you push the button, and those turn on. And then a second push, and you get the red around them. So maybe that's for stealth, maybe that's for flight, and the other ones are for landing. If you know anything about being a pilot, then feel free to tell me what's up what in the comments. Also, I forgot there's a third push. So if you push it a third time, then the ring goes off, but the center light goes on. So again, not exactly sure what means what. If you do, please let me know below. As we move to the underside of the plane, some things may look familiar from the original toy. You've got the tri-bomb cluster that's on its own triple release. And these all fit on a dog bone and then have another piece that they all go on top of. And they're all size and directional, so it's hard to mess it up. So you have that. You have this cool one. They did go over this on the unboxing video, but I think it's neat and I just wanted to show it. So it's a bomb with little frag clusters in it, which I just thought was a really neat touch. And then there's 2 of these bombs, and the other one has a different unique design. But this one says best regards, and it's got the warthog face painted on it, which I thought was a really cool touch. And here's the bomb from the other side. Just this really cool Death Joker skull graphic, and it's only on the one side. Then you come down to these 2, which are also very reminiscent from the original toy, the thinner missile, and then this fatter missile that comes off and splits. So very cool that they added that. And then it has its own dog bone if you wanted to attach it separately for some reason. And we're just very quickly gonna look at the underside of this. So if you have landing gear down, or you're running around the front yard playing with it, it's got 2 more attachments. So you can either put in the other missile launchers, or you can swap these out. I'll show those in a second. You've got the battery compartment for the electronics. It takes 3 AA's. And then you have your landing gear, which these just lock into place, and then push the release button and they flop right out. Then you also get this extra ladder, great for diorama shots. Just a nice touch that they included. There's a little cutout right here for one side, and it just pops right in there. And then there's the ladder, and your crew can climb up, do maintenance, do whatever they need to do. And now we have the flight stand and a couple of our extra bits. So the extra missile launchers and the mounts for those, and our ladder, our damaged panel, bunch of blast effects. Oops, that was loud. Bunch of blast effects, laser effects, and the neat thing about this is it has a little storage drawer. So we can neatly put away all of our pieces when we're not using them. But then also, like the Sky Striker, if you have the HasLab Sky Striker, it has the mount for all your extra missiles or weaponry that you're not using. So they just pop on right there. So again, you saw this on the unboxing. The Sky Striker has a ball mount on it for pivoting and posing, and Lenny said he wanted that, but it is not on this because of the sheer size and weight of this plane. So this piece right here can face forward. You can flip it around if you want, so that you can have the plane kind of coming down, sort of swooping in on people, or more taking off. So let's just take a quick look and see what the plane looks like on that. So to make that happen, you have 4 pegs, almost like a Lego brick there, and you have the 4 holes under there, and you got to line them up and put them on. So here you have it on in the down position, and it just kind of rests on there. It doesn't really lock in, so you can see it. It weeble wobbles, but it does stay on there. And then if we want to go in the up position, I'm not going to flip the thing on the base, which is what I would normally do, just in the interest of trying to make this quick. You flip it around, and now you're gaining altitude. Nice little stand. It's going to help some people display. But again, this wingspan, I can't, like, it's pretty ridiculous. Like, here's my arm. So just the rest of the things that come in the box. You've got the missile firing blast effects, or these will actually go in the back of the engines too, just like what we got with the Dragonfly. You have an instruction book, and then you have a few sticker sheets that give you lots of options. And these are kind of fun. Cobra Commander riding into battle with Joust, and the pin-up Baroness. That, if you know the reference for that, wink wink nod nod. So just like the Dragonfly, some really great options for customizing. And then of course the patches. Everybody wants these, everybody loves these, I know it. This was everyone's biggest excitement. And then of course you have the 3 figures, which I will quickly go over. But before I do that, what do I think about this Rattler? I think I have no idea where I'm gonna put the damn thing. But aside from that, I think Hasbro did a hell of a job. I love the throwback to the original, the damaged panels. The electronics with the fire effects are nice. I know not everybody wants or likes electronics, but I think that they add a nice touch, especially if you do photography. The loadout is fantastic. Just the little touches like the ladders, all the panels opening, the fact that they did the flip-up wings to help try and save some space. It's a knockout. I'm freaking stoked to have it, but as I said, I just got to figure out where I'm going to put it, which I think is the same problem 99% of you are going to have. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoys it, and let's just take a quick look at the figures. So last, to cap this off, I'm just going to go over the figures really fast. So we have 183, 184, and 185. Baroness, Wild Weasel, and the Cobra Gunner. And as you saw in the unboxing video, the box forms a nice little image. Same on the back. It's just a really nice little touch. And then nothing is taped shut. Very easy to open. So I'm just gonna open these up real fast, go over them real quick, and wrap this little overview review up with a bow. So let's start with the Baroness. She has a really nice face sculpt, face printing, the inkjet print, the emblems, some really spiky stilettos, which is gonna make it a challenge to pose her and have her stand up, but it is possible. Accessories, 2 golden pistols. She has her original laser rifle, sniper rifle. She comes with the front part of her mask for when her flight helmet is on, the rebreather, or the oxygen mask. Again, not a pilot. Helmet, hair up in a bun, slicked back hair, pair of headphones, and I'll have to check, but I think these are the same ones that come with heavy duty. And then a plug that goes into, well, I'll have to look and see where it goes into on her, but it's supposed to fill in if you're not using a certain accessory. And so, like with all the other Joe systems, her hair comes off, put her glasses on, put her hair back on. That's Baroness look 1. There's Baroness look 2. And here's Baroness look 3. And I may have to play around with it some more, but the glasses don't really fit so well on this slicked back hair look. But it's a very nice option. I like it a lot. And then here's the final look with the pilot helmet on, then the oxygen, and then if you want the rebreather or whatever it's called, I can't remember. Okay. So the plug is right here. So if you don't have the oxygen mask plugged in, you put that on there and it just makes it another pouch. Or if you want to put the oxygen mask on, it just connects right in there. But it's a little stiff, so you might want to warm it up just to get some bendability into it. The helmet itself is a little misshapen too, so it's gonna get a little bit of a hot water bath and some reshaping. And then everything else, I don't know that I care for the extended mags, but I do like the gold pistols. And they just slot right in here. And as Lenny said in the unboxing, these just tab out. And you can take the whole top part of the flight vest off, and then you can take this off if you want and have some fun with customs. I know a lot of you will. So that is our pilot Baroness. Next we have Wild Weasel. And again, he's a figure I've been waiting for a long time. Even if they hadn't made the Rattler, I always really liked this character. And now we get to see what he looks like under the helmet. Again, with just a really fantastic sculpt and print job. Pretty boy with some scarring. And then he's got his little flight harness and his overlay, holster, and then he has these plugs in his legs. And so you can do, oh good, they're shape coded, so specific ones. Just like the original figure, you can do the maps or the flight plans that he kind of puts on his legs. Or if you don't want those, they were kind enough to give you these plugs. And those just pop right in. There. Looks like part of his flight suit. So that was a nice touch. I like that, but I think I prefer having these on. Then he's got his pistol, goes right in the holster. And then, which I think is really cool and in the same fun vein of the battle damage that you can get to the Rattler, you get 2 helmets. You get a clean, undamaged helmet, and you get a really dirty helmet that's got a busted visor, clearly from when he took a hit. I think that's really fun. So those just pop right on. And again, just like the Baroness, I think these are gonna take a little bit of heat and reshaping. Okay, here we go. Now it's on. Trying to do that on camera is a little more difficult. And then he has his oxygen mask, and there's a little plug right there. So that just pops in right there, and you can have that. Or if you want it to be a little more like the original, you just go like that. So that's the damaged broken helmet, which I really like, or the undamaged. More tampos, the Rattler emblem. Really solid figure. He's gonna look great in the cockpit. And last we have our Cobra Gunner. So let's just take a very quick look at him. Flight suit, he's got the same harness as Wild Weasel. He's got these, let me see if I can focus on that. There we go. These really detailed tampos for his badge right there, which I believe is also one of the stickers on the sticker sheet. Don't quote me on that. He also has cutouts in his leg, so if you wanted him to have Wild Weasel's maps and flight plans, you can, or he also comes with a set of plugs, which I will be putting on him. 2 pistols. And I believe the holsters and everything are designed to come, I mean, they do come off just like all the other G.I. Joes, but I think if you take them off, they'll fit better into the cockpit, maybe. I know they showed it on the unboxing video. He comes with a rifle. And then he comes with an alt head. So you can have different characters of different persuasions. And then he also has a helmet. And I love this because it has the same hiss snakes from the hiss tank, which I thought was a really cool and fun throwback and a touch. And so then that just pops on, and then he has the same mask like the others do. And then also like Wild Weasel, he has the plug so you can have the oxygen hose if you want. So that is our Cobra Gunner, just in a very quick look-see. All right, and that is our Cobra Rattler review slash overview, more of an overview. Real quick, I said I thought that was one of the decals. It's one of the patches. So you can have your very own patch, because we all love those. And there you have it. 3 figures, 1 Rattler, 1 giant piece of real estate eating G.I. Joe classified vehicle. I hope you got one. I hope you like it as much as I currently like it, and I can't wait to have some time soon to figure out what to do with this from a photograph standpoint. But thank you everyone for tuning in and watching. Please like, subscribe, share if you so choose. And I will catch you guys on the Circle of Jerks. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.